Oh, all right. Okay. Let's do a sound check. Can you guys hear me? How does everything sound for you guys? Sounds good. Raised on metal. Thank you. Yeah, I need to play around to get some more AI pictures. I'm not muted, you guys. Good. Where's that? I haven't played that. Eddie's playing it enough. Yeah, let's get started. Give me a moment while I get a few things ready and set up on my end. So give me just a moment. I'm running a little bit behind. How's everybody doing? How's your guys' trading day? I ended up with my 12K loss. Yeah, so I finished my Tuesday minus 12,000. That's not the way to not the way to do it. Buenos dias, Dan. Was a horrible day. Garbage can. Today was one of those where I took my daily loss and then the market finally rallied, and I was so pissed off. But we'll go over it. Give me a moment while I get everything set up on my end. Like I said, I'm just running a little bit slow. Okay. I think we should be good now. I have so much going on, guys. I figured I'd start on time rather than make you guys wait a little bit. Changes come. Like I said, it could be one thing, the next, the other, and then it changes. Dollar pin. Okay. Okay, perfect. We're good to go. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. There is our top step risk disclosure. We're going to be talking about live markets as we do every night during Slow Markets, and it's for educational purposes only. We are going to be going over some of my finances like we were talking about last night. If you did miss last night, I strongly recommend watching the last 20-30 minutes, because I'm going through like my expenses, how I view the market in terms of taking payouts, and in order to live off trading, right? And it's kind of the same concept if you're using it as just supplemental income, or you're trying to budget for, to pay off something or go on a trip or whatever you're doing, right? I'm just going through that process. I'm refining it. I'm really going to be pushing that the next week or two until it's kind of like in the rough draft stages. And then by next week, we'll have it all polished up, try and get a great template for you guys, asking questions, and we'll go from there. But let's run through a quick, what are we calling it, where I go through the markets really fast? Rapid fire. Yeah, well, let's go through a rapid fire type thing. Ooh, do I just jump into gold right here, right now? I've been wanting to, sorry guys, this is really fast. I've been wanting to short gold, and I feel like I'm saying this every night. Does this sound familiar? Speed round, recap, rapid fire. It seems like every single night I'm saying I want to short gold, I want to short gold. And there it is again. Last night, how was that short last night, guys? That short last night would have been amazing. We was talking about shorts like up here. That would have been a really great trade. I probably should have just taken that short gold. Well, here we are again. Are we in the same situation as last night? It looks almost identical, and I have the same feelings. The way this looks is short gold. I'm not as strong as looking at a short gold, because look, we were in this trend, right? And last night we were up here, and this had a really good risk reward. Tonight it's kind of already down near the bottoms, and even though I want to short it, it's not as good of a risk reward as I would like. So I'm not gonna be as tempted to short gold, or else I probably would have, unless we just do sell off And yeah, we're starting with gold tonight, so let's do that. So if we do drop below 2330s, I can definitely see us breaking through this support around 2335s, the mid 2330s, and then see if we could test the 2315s, around the 23 teens, around this zone, maybe, low 2320s, mid 23 teens. That's something I'm going to be looking at. But right now, the risk reward's just not there for me. This could be a great trade. Maybe there's an argument to be said if we get in short gold around this. I mean, this is a consolidation. You could also look at this as, maybe a sell-off, a pullback, and then maybe a continuation. Maybe you're looking at this as a sell-off, depending on what time frame you're viewing this market. But essentially, if I was to get short. So if I was to get short, I would say, if I got short right now at 23.46, my stop loss would probably be around 53, because look at this bar. This is on the 60-minute chart. This bar at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, we're inside of that, right? So I want to be above that. Everything here is inside. So this is all consolidation. We had that huge bar on the 60-minute. The low of that candlestick is 23.35-ish, and the high is 23.52. So I would want my stop loss above there. And then, of course, I'd be targeting those low 23 teens, so maybe 23.22 or something, somewhere down there, just because that's these lows, maybe even a little bit higher, 23.25. So the risk reward based off of this, it's actually still pretty decent, and it could work out. I would like for the market to come up here for a little bit, come up into the 50s again, and then maybe give me a trade like that where I could get in at 23.50s and have a stop loss at 23.60s. I would like a trade like that a lot better. So I'm going to take a pass on gold, but I am more bearish than I am bullish on gold. I like that playoff sell from yesterday. And as I go through this, make sure that you guys, if you guys have any questions, feed them through me. Yeah, we have an amazing moderator team, and they are feeding me these questions, and I absolutely love it. It makes it easy for me. So let's go to the NASDAQ. I have a bad taste in my mouth from the NASDAQ earlier today because it was really just crap price action. If you guys caught fast markets with me, Rips, MP, and Andre, we were looking for a breakout, and now it's always hindsight, right? We talk about hindsight, bullish flag. We got the breakout, we got the retest, and now we got the continuation. And we could see this play out on a smaller time frame. And I'm going to go over this more in detail, and I'll show you what I was looking at. I'm so upset with myself. I messaged Rips after we got off of fast markets and had a little bit of a vent session, if you believe that. But yeah, I had a little bit of a vent session that vented out to Rips. But man, I'll show you what I was looking at, and I'll show you why I was frustrated. I traded so horribly, and I deserved to have that $12,000 loss yesterday. So here's what I was looking at. I should have been a little bit more patient. I should have paid attention a little bit better. So I'm bullish. I'm bullish the NASDAQ. Here's the NASDAQ on the daily chart, and it's very, very simple. We had that huge sell-off. We had that huge, buyback and close right at break even Friday. And essentially the way I was looking at this yesterday was, here's resistance from back in March and April and maybe right here. We sold off. We tested it. We had an indecisive candle here right at that 18,600 level. That is like a magnet to the market. And then yesterday we had a 3-bar reversal. We had, a higher high and a higher low. So on the daily, we could technically say we had a higher high and a higher low on the daily. And basically the same thing today. It's an equal high, but a higher low on the daily. And it's bullish, right? I'm looking at this, at the market, as if if we break out, there's a really good chance that we go back up to the 18,900s and maybe test all-time highs. Like, we could very well be testing all-time highs in the matter of a day, right? And so we zoom into a 60-minute chart, and it's basically the same analysis. Imagine what it looked at like on the daily chart, and use your imagination. This was that big long wick. This is the next higher low. Here was the next higher low, and then we're getting these equal highs. And sure enough, very beautiful technical pattern. Whether we draw it like this, whether you draw it like that, draw it however you want, it's a technical pattern. And I was looking and I know Rips was also looking for a break and a play up into the 600s, and I mean, at the very least, a break and test the 660s, 670s, and then break into the 700s. And then as we start to zoom in, this is where I was a bit frustrated with the price action. Just kind of looking at it from, it's a lot harder to draw, right? And it's always easier hindsight. So that's what I was looking at. It was very simple, very basic. Breakout. We broke out, we came back, we tested that resistance became support, and now we're continuing. And it's very bullish. I was looking to buy the market. All my orders today were buy, and I was long all morning, and I was taking losses, and I was just look at this price action. It was just trash, and it was 100% my fault. I was looking to buy. And if you guys remember, I was 20 contracts long right into this area. Like, I was basically 20 contracts long at 18,604. I got whipsawed out, closed it right here, finished for the day, and then we got that push up. But in hindsight, it's easy to trade and go back and through. But if I looked at this price action again, I would probably have a loss every single day. Every single day we have this price action, I would take a loss because it's very hard to trade. And then finally, we did get that breakout, like maybe this afternoon, maybe in the afternoon closer to price action, or not price action, power hour. That's when we got that beautiful trade. It kind of set up like power hour yesterday, right? So yesterday's power hour was almost very identical to the setup today. So if you can imagine, what did yesterday look like? Well, yesterday's power hour, this was the other day when me, Rips, and Andre made some money on the house account. Look at that. Look at that. Breakout, a retest, and then continuation. Simple, easy, right? So this same price action happened again today, but it was after the morning session screwed me over. So if we look at the same price action from yesterday afternoon, sure enough, we got that same exact price action today in the afternoon session right here, and we got that breakout, retest, and yeah, very frustrating. I got chopped up on that. But anyway, I think that's enough of me venting. Now, that being said, move on. Let's take a look. Where's the market at now? Are we still in that same thing, right? Where we are looking for that breakout. And if we break above this pattern, maybe we could say this is that bigger pattern, right? When we're looking at that 60-minute chart. Let's go ahead and look here. Sorry if my charts are moving really fast. Like I said, send me questions if you have them. I'll try and get to them. So that's what I'm looking at. If we have a nice, beautiful breakout day, if we start to break out of that pattern, which it looks like, and maybe 18,760, if we do break out to the upside, we can start to test these highs over here into the 18,900s. So that's what I'm going to look at. I'm going to be going into tonight and tomorrow looking at seeing if we can get a little bit of a pullback into the 600s again, and then look to play a breakout up to 18,900. Will we get it tomorrow? I don't know. Will we get it the next day? Maybe. Maybe we just have another ugly, choppy day tomorrow. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure. We never know what the market has installed, but that's what I'm going to be looking for. just buy, looking to buy the dips, looking for areas to buy, and go from there on the NASDAQ. Now let's take a look at crude oil. Not really much has happened on crude oil. We had that huge sell-off. We got some buying stepping in today. We are staying around that $23 a barrel level. If we look at the daily chart, let's look at the daily chart here in crude oil. We had that beautiful sell-off. We are hovering right around that zone I was looking at. I know it's like this is a key level. $73 a barrel is, a very important level in terms of, like, there's some support here. There's a lot of support and resistance there. So I would not be surprised if we got a pullback, if tomorrow we wake up and oil's up like, 1 or 2% and we're trading at, maybe we get a pullback and we look to test $75 a barrel. Maybe we test 74. Like, I'm just looking at basic support and resistance, right? So this could be a possibility if we test 74.50, 74.60. Maybe we come up and test 75.5. I'm not sure, but will it surprise me? No. Do I want to sell it here? No, I don't want to sell it at $72, $73 a barrel after this huge sell-off. One thing I do like to test is, when we do sell off, how far do we go? We are, let's see, let me make sure I measure this correct. So when we do sell off, how far do we go? So these have been very bearish sell-offs. Yeah, let's take a look. This is a much bigger sell-off, obviously. So can we continue to sell off? Maybe see 70s? Sure. Just doing a very basic average true leg, or how far do we move when we sell off? This is just me thinking out loud, guys. Yeah, so maybe we have room down to 71, 72. That I could definitely see the market move further down on some of these sell-offs that are a bit more bearish. Let's see. But we're getting there, right? If we're just trying to take an average, there's definitely some room to the downside, but we are getting at that zone where we could see a bounce. We could talk about seasonality. This is definitely not seasonal. That's news driven. I've seen something about, see something about OPEC news, about OPEC, not like, I don't know. You guys probably pay attention to that more than I do. Let's take a look at the hourly. Here's the hourly chart on crude oil. Maybe we've seen a little bit of a double bottom. There's a higher low on the 60-minute. We did try and break out. There's a lot of volatility here. Like, look how many wicks. There's a lot of volatility. We had another higher low. This is an hourly chart. Do I want to buy it? Here's the next question. Do I say are we due for a bounce? Yeah, I don't know. Like this, I would, the risk reward, I would get better risk reward for the upside to play for $74, $75 dollars a barrel, right? So if I'm looking from just where is the room to move on crude oil, from the downside we could see 72, maybe 71.50. On the upside, we could see 74, maybe 75. And I dare say that there's more room to the upside than there is to the downside. And if I'm looking from a risk-reward standpoint, it would be a lot easier to get a good risk-reward for the upside. Buying 73. Maybe if we do have a nice run of stops for everybody who did get in long, if we run stops below 72.80s. Maybe we run stops, have an opportunity to get into some good buys around the 73 to 72.60, 72.60s. So there could be some really good opportunities to get in long near these lows, play some stop loss, a little bit below that around the 72.30s, 72.40s. As Hoag likes to say, cheap trades. So crude oil, I dare say that there can be some cheap trades to the long side. And managing risk. Now, if I'm wanting to sell crude, I'll wait for a pullback. I would much rather wait for a pullback on crude oil. And maybe we do get to 74.50, 75s, and then we look for a short and a continuation down to test the lows. I'm not in too big of a hurry on crude. I talked about gold. We're getting that sell-off on gold. Here we go again. Copy and repeat everything I was talking about last night. Yeah, it's just like where we were at last night. I'm talking about short gold, and it's short gold. Just maybe that's the play, guys. Every time I turn on my computer for slow markets, I just go over to gold and click the sell button because it seems to work out. Short gold as soon as I start streaming here on YouTube. Let's watch it. Nikkei, Japanese market, NKD. I don't know. I haven't really been paying too much attention to Nikkei. I'm not showing Nikkei as much love. We've just been, I don't know. It's been kind of a messy market lately, right? We had that nice little bullish trend through the end of April, beginning, most of May. We kind of broke down that, and I don't know. I haven't been trading the Nikkei as much. Maybe it's just the price action. Maybe it's just a lot of markets I'm analyzing. I'm not 100% sure. Remember how we were talking about this bearish trend? Maybe we honor this channel. That's something to be said. We could very much go to the top of this channel. I'm not sure. I'm going to pass on Nikkei tonight. We're just in the middle, and I haven't been paying too much attention, and maybe I wait. I mean, this is the June 24th contract, so maybe I wait till Nikkei rolls over and then something starts to show me better price action on the Nikkei. But what I'm seeing right now and the past little bit, I am not too excited about that. ES, I'm going to talk about the ES, then I'm going to go over to some questions. I'm complaining about the NASDAQ price action today, guys, and if I looked at ES, the ES price action was a lot more cleaner, and I find myself lately, and you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, Nikkei has better price action, or not Nikkei, the ES has had better price action. If I was trading the ES today, I don't think I would have taken my losses, because look, it's a lot more clean, and I hear myself saying this a lot more, and it's on my watch list, and the more and more I say it, and the more and more I talk about it, I'm liking it. I'm watch and see mode, guys. I'm still watching and seeing if it continues this way. Maybe I become more of an ES trader than I am a NASDAQ, because I did say the same thing. Yes, Carl. I mean, look, it's just a lot cleaner, right? And you could see this on a 5-minute chart as well. And so I look at the day on the 5-minute chart on the ES, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. No, I think to myself, like, could I have avoided that today in the ES? And we still got that trash price action this morning. We did get a more cleaner price action in terms of, lower lows, a nice clean reversal, and then a beautiful continuation. So the trend looks a little bit better on the 5-minute chart on ES. The New York session open was choppy. I zoom into a 1-minute chart, and then on the 1-minute chart here on ES, let's look at the New York session. I'm curious what the New York session looked about on ES. So here's the New York session. A little bit cleaner. I mean, it's still a rough day. Chop is chop. It's a little bit cleaner in terms of price action, still not as crazy and whipsaw. But yeah, I will continue to say it was still cleaner price action than NASDAQ. And who knows, right? We're just hindsight trading. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. What would my day look like if I did trade just the ES? But ES is in the same situation. It's the same analysis, I feel, is if we see maybe the same thing, right? Same type of analysis where a flagging pattern. Can we break out? If we do break out, I could see at ES testing 2330s, 2331 to 2338. So the 2330s. And the next one, of course, the 2360s up here, looking at these all-time highs. So maybe ES gives us the opportunity to sell off and give us 2380s, 2390. So that could be a possibility on the ES. Yeah, so let's see. ES plays out. I'm still on watch and see mode. Remember, guys, I started just looking at ES a little bit more recently. So I could definitely see a sell-off if we could get some opportunities to buy ES, buy the dip. It might be a lot more cleaner. We will watch that. So I am definitely curious on ES. Japanese yen, I mean, yesterday's trade would have played out on the Japanese yen. Is that fair to say? Remember, we had that rally. We sold off. This was resistance. This resistance became support, and that would have been an amazing trade, right? So let's stay looking at the Japanese yen. There might be something to it. I don't know. I mean, from a technical standpoint, that could have been a good trade here on the dollar yen, right? Nice resistance. We had that breakout. We had a pullback down to resistance. Resistance became support, and we had a huge rally off of that dollar yen. Let's watch it. I'm curious. Now, just pure pattern recognition. Do we see this? Do we see this happening again on the yen? This happened May 15th, May 16th, and into May 17th. So are we just doing that again? Is this a copy paste? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's watch. I'm going to watch to see if that's what this is going on the Japanese yen. I have Coach Jay. Coach Jay is joining me tomorrow. I know Coach Jay is more experienced on the Japanese yen than I am, so I'm curious to get Coach Jay's opinion on this market, the yen, based off of what's going on. So, okay, there's the quick rundown. Let's open up to some questions, and then we'll talk a little bit of finance. We'll talk about the payout. That seems to be what everyone has been talking about, and I have gotten a lot of questions on the payout I took out. So let's talk about it. Let me get to some of these questions. A sip of an energy drink for sure. So give me a moment. Man, I have a movie that I'm going to go to tonight, and I need to make sure I'm awake for it. Questions. Let's get to these questions, and we'll talk about the amazing finance. And I have some fun stuff, guys. I definitely do have some fun stuff. While I am doing these questions, I'm going to start a poll. Okay? Starting a poll now while I get to these questions. Okay, I'm going to ask, what monthly expenses should I use? Okay, so I'm going to have this question. Let me get to these. And then I'll start the poll. Okay. The 4-hour double top confirmation on the 2334. Notice gold move during slow markets and fizzle after. NASDAQ short in play. I went over the NASDAQ, right idea, wrong timing. Yeah, that was the story of my day. Right idea, looking to buy the NASDAQ, just horrible timing. 29 stumps. The issue is 20 contracts. Yeah, there's something to say. Maybe the issue was I was getting in too big of a position today during the New York session. That is something fair to say. I was getting in too big of a position. Will I do it again? Yes, I would. I scaled in. I like the trade. I should have maybe just closed out of it. See profit, take profit, because I was up $5,000 on that trade at one point in time. I should have just seen profit, take profit. I could go over that trade a little bit later if we do have time, but position sizing is really key. That could have been, and it's something I did talk about, and it's something I was thinking of. Was it too big? Nah. Maybe. Would I do it again? Yeah, I would do it again. Because when I made the 34,000 2 weeks ago, and then again I made the 40,000 last week, I had 30 contracts on. And would I say the position was too big when I made the 40 grand? I'd say no, the position was too small. We always want the position to be bigger when we're making money, and we always want the position to be smaller when we're losing money. That's the reality of trading. And I'll go over that near the end of class when I'm going through the expenses and when I'm going through my payout and my own trading. So definitely stay tuned to the end of this. So we have like 8 more minutes and I'll go over it. Okay. You're quite bearish. Nikkei has some long levels to break out. Might head longer term. Yeah, I'm not sure about Nikkei. Like I said, it's just messy and choppy for me right now. Coach Dakota, please answer. When can and does ADP data set to be released affect crude oil prices? Make sure he sees this. Phoenix, I don't really care about the data. I like to trade the price action. Typically, price action tells me what's going on in the market, and I'm a pure price action trader. Unless there is like news that we all should be aware of what's going on in the market in terms of news, and not being in a position during a big news event. ES is like writing with your right hand, and the NASDAQ is like writing with your left. That's fair to say, unless you're left-handed. Do you have an approach adapting to possibility shift in microenvironment? Umar, good question. I love this question, guys. And this is what I struggle with. This is what I struggle with 100% of the time. This is what I know a lot of you guys struggle with. How do we adapt to the markets when the markets change? So that is the hardest. If I had to say what's one of the hardest parts of trading, I would say it's psychologically. It's your your emotional, your mental state is number one, the hardest part of trading. Number two is knowing how to adapt to the change in different market conditions. That's hard to do, right? We could say, I'm going to go into today looking like the market's going to be choppy, looking at us being consolidation. Here's the NASDAQ on the 5-minute chart. This, during the New York session, in the early session, the New York Open, this was chop. This was horrible price action. This was consolidation, sell high, buy low. That is how the New York morning session was. Then we slowly transitioned, right, into a trending market where we broke out, we pulled back, we continued. So how do we spot this type of a change in market personality is one of the hardest things to do as a trader outside of your emotions, because the sooner you can identify what kind of market we're in and what kind of market condition that we are currently in, and then when we transition from a trending market to a consolidating market, or the sooner you can identify that, the better you are as a trader. And if you find a way to identify it fast, let me know, because that is a very key thing to trading, is being able to identify when the market changes from consolidation to trending. We could just try and if you're trying to play for a breakout strategy, like say during this, right? Right here during the lunchtime, we're still kind of consolidating, and then identifying when we change into a trending market. That's how you make money. So it's hard to do, especially on a day like today, right? Where maybe are we going to sell off? Are we going to change to selling off? Are we going to change to a trending market on a sell-off? Nope. Are we going to change to a trending market after that? Nah, nope. Fake out. And then finally we do, right? That's the point of trading. The markets, it's not very easy to read, right? If it was easy, then everybody could do it. I'm sure there's many different ways. There's probably many different indicators and theories out there on how to do it. It's hard. It really is hard to do that. Couple more questions and we will be good to go. Class questions. I have a trading buddy. We discuss trading throughout the day. Sometimes we talk each other out of good trades. How do you trade with your buddy? Any tips or tricks to trade better? Ooh. Interesting. How do we trade with a trading buddy and be efficient? I don't know. You guys see me on Topstep TV with Rips. You guys see how we're trading on Topstep TV. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes your trading buddy might have a different opinion. Maybe your trading buddy's looking to go short when you're going long. I don't know. It's hard. Today, I wish I would have listened to my trading buddy. Rips was kind of, Rips. I was in a long. Rips was like, sellers are coming in here. Sellers are coming in here. And he was 100% right. I'm like, you're seeing something I don't. And it's true. And then I'm like, maybe I should have just listened and just when he said sellers are coming in, maybe I should have just went short, right? But then will I be following my plan if I do that? Then I wouldn't be following my own strategy and my own plan. But then there is something to it because that will give me like, oh, you know what? I'm in the long, but then Rip's like, I see sellers coming in, sellers stepping in. And then I'm like, okay, flat. I'm just going to wait for a better setup. Then that could have been a good way. For me, the most value of a trading buddy has came from the emotional standpoint. Like that really is the biggest benefit I've received from trading with a trading buddy or having a trading buddy has been from the emotional standpoint. So someone to just like, hey, you know what? Shake it off. It was a losing day. Let's focus on this. Today I went out and I played golf. I got to show you guys this. Let me show you guys this. Oh, man. I'll have something fun to share tomorrow during Topstep TV. Or Friday morning, I'll have this conversation. I messaged MP. Look at this. You can see this was my message with MP. Up here on the top left, I don't know if you can read it. It says MP. I DM'd MP. My first two holes out on the golf course, 8. So I sent MP this. I'm like, you know what? My golf game is going just like how I traded this morning as snowman in June. So yeah, I sent MP that. I'm going to have a fun laugh. And then yeah, he probably doesn't mind me showing you this. Then MP replies, let's see. This was MP. He's like, MP would happen to go golfing at the same time. He still had me beat by one stroke. So that was a little bit of fun. MP 5 and then a 10. We'll have a good laugh about this Friday morning. So, you know what? Golf, trading, two different things. There is no stop loss in golf, trust me. So, anyway, that being said, let's dive into something I want to talk about. Okay, give me a second. Here we go. This is the fun stuff. Let's start this poll. Monthly expenses. What should I put my monthly expenses at? Because I want to make it realistic, and I feel like you guys will be able to do this a lot better than I will. So I want to know what I should have as monthly expenses. And I want to make it like a round number because I want to make this as realistic as possible. I'm using mine. Give me 1 second while I finish up with this poll. I just want to know. And you don't have to answer me in the chat, but maybe you could answer this poll. What should I use as monthly expenses in my trading as an example? So there is the poll. Go in, ask that. Please answer as honestly as you can of what you feel my monthly expenses in terms of what I'm trying to do here is more reasonable. So now that being said, guys, I took a payout. I took $133,000 on Topstep. So I am taking a payout. Here are the things. I'm just going to go ahead and pay off my auto loan. So I'm just going to pay off this with my payout. So no more car payments. So that changes a lot. So I'm like, you know what? This is not realistic now. This is my, I mean, I could put this, right? I could do some like data fees. So I want to finish this up. What do you guys think? What is a good payout? 5,000, 5,000. Health insurance. Let's just add that. Let's go. What is a good health insurance payment? Yeah, I want to know. I want to get this to where you guys are, where this is a realistic, other than me. And I'm not going to be teaching taxes. I'm not going to be teaching that stuff. Like I said, this is a risk disclosure. 500, 500, 350. I'm seeing a lot of 500s. So because I want to get this, so we're getting a lot of traders right around 5,000. So let's try and get these monthly expenses close to 5,000. And I'm going to continue to work on this, guys. Probably 1,200 a month family. I mean, it depends on how big of a family you have, right? If you have kids, if you have not. And I think entertainment, I'm going to just go ahead and put that at bigger. Does this make sense? Auto insurance, rental insurance, car insurance. Maybe I leave car payments in here. Would that make sense if we're going to make this more realistic? Because I want to make this as realistic as possible. Yeah, everyone's saying 5,000. 5,000 is about right. Now remember, this is no longer mine. I'm making this up. Okay, I'm making this up. Is there anything else that I should probably do? Yeah, I'm not going to say real expenses. My expenses is no longer realistic of an average person because I'm just going to pay some stuff off. Travel, golf is expenses. I've got a lot of feedback that fuel might be a little bit higher for a lot of people. I'm going to make this around 5,000. Alimony, Savings. Okay, let's do that. I feel like savings is very important. Beer, buy a duplex. Let's go ahead and put this is extremely important. Saving, emergency fund. I mean, you could say savings is emergency fund. Let's go ahead. Oh my gosh. Because I wanted to make this as polished as I can. Yesterday was a rough draft. $200 a month. Is $200 a month fair for savings? We could do savings / investments. Is rent more expensive? I got a lot of people that rent is a fixed resets and combines. Come on, we don't want resets and combines on here. Is rent more? Is this realistic for your like a rent? Because it's just me. I have a 1-bedroom apartment and it's really cheap. Savings should be 10%. $2K way more for savings. We're getting close. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. Let's do this. I think this is good. Like I said, this is only a rough draft template, guys. I'm going to be talking with Danielle and the team, and once this template is polished, I'm going to be sharing it with you guys. And this is going to be something. So our expenses is going to be $5,000. 5,000. I don't even, maybe we don't even put taxes on this in terms of expenses, because it's not really an expense. So that's where we're setting. That's where we're sitting. My new account maintenance level, I took that payout. My account maintenance level is going to be 100,000. I think that's more realistic. You guys seen my conversation with MP this morning. He's like, you know what? And this bodes a good question, guys. And this is an important question as well, is should we even have that big of an account balance in a prop firm, right? And I talked to Mick, I talked to MP, and that was the question. It's like, why would I have a 250K account balance at a prop firm, right? That money's just sitting there and it's not really doing anything. And you want that money to be working for you. And so like a CD, an investment account, something like, you know what, that makes sense, right? That makes sense that I shouldn't just have that money sitting there, sit in a prop account when it's not earning me money. I much would rather be using that money and having it work for me. But I'm like, okay, what's a realistic balance? And so if you guys were on Topstep TV during fast markets, MP said it. He's like, right around $1,000. You know, Hoag told me as well, around $1,000. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's do that. I withdrew everything above 100,000, and I'm gonna have a clean $100,000. We're gonna go through this as an expense, and this is what it's going to be. This is what the expense is going to be. So here's the expenses. Oh, come on. So here we go. Expenses. I don't want this to be very complex. I can make very complex spreadsheets. Okay, so expenses. There we have it. Let's go ahead and make this solid. That's going to be fair. It's right around the $5,000 mark. I think that's good. I did get a lot of message from this. We'll go profit, 90% profit level, 50% profit maintenance level. Let's make sure this 90% cut. What do we call this? Okay, there we go. We all know what this is. There we go. Okay, so let's walk through this. I'm going to continue to polish this up. So what this means, and what I want to make sure everybody understands, I'm going to be taking a payout every other week to cover these expenses, and we are going to go through this. And yeah, I still have a lot to think of how exactly I want this. So essentially, let's go ahead and label this as expenses, because I want to make this as realistic as possible. Let's go ahead. Should we keep it like that? Sorry, guys. Take a look at gold when you want to. Yeah, I want to continue to look at the markets. Oh, good thing I didn't short it, right? There's gold. Gold's rallying. Okay, I think that should be good. I like it as it is. So, any questions regarding this? Yeah, my spreadsheets could be very complicated. I want something simple for everybody. I want something simple that everybody would be able to use, something that could help them take payouts, manage their account payouts. Because to be honest, and I'll test this. Like I said, let's go through a couple examples here. I want to make this as simple as possible for everybody, including myself, and something that's very realistic as well. So let's go through this. Let me make this, and I'll make it pretty. Don't worry about how it looks right now. We'll continue to make this I'll continue to make this really good before I send it to you guys. So let's talk about this. Let's go through an example. I'll make this look better as well. So here we go. Current account maintenance, $100,000. Next, what will happen is, let's say today is, I want to pull up a calendar here, and I'm going to show you what I plan on doing. Today is Tuesday the 4th. My first payout, I want to pay myself every week, every other week, pay out every other week on a Friday, just like I'm working a normal job. I want to pay out every other Friday, and my expenses are going to be charged. These are just some notes. Expenses are going to be charged on the first of the month. Let's go ahead and insert here. We're going to go expenses. There we go. These are me. These are just notes, guys. Yeah, Tal's Dakota. First, we need to start being profitable trade to even consider this. Yeah, Tal, I mean, this does go hand in hand with profitable traders, because guess what, guys? When you are trading and you go through and get onto your XFAs, this is something that you need to pay attention to. This might not be 100,000, guys. This could be, we all get, if you start with an XFA, you want to take a payout. But the question is, how big of a payout do you want to take? And what I see traders do is, traders take out money too fast, and they take out too big of a payout, or they don't even know how big of a payout to take out. And what I see is, maybe a trader has an XFA and they made $9,000, and they take out, XFAs start at zero, right? XFAs start at zero, and they make $9,000, okay? And they take a payout, and guess what? They blow their account the next week because they didn't leave them enough money to trade with. And so there is something to be said with account maintenance. How do we maintain an account? How do we take payouts at different levels, whether it's an XFA or a live account? Because I'm giving an example of $100,000. This is a realistic example because this is my account. This is my live account here at Topstep. And I want to do a realistic example. What a lot of you guys will be going through, and correct me if I'm wrong, is if you have an XFA, your account level will be at $0, and then if you make $9,000, you take out $4,500, then guess what? You're left with $4,500, and if you lose that, your account's gone. You hit your max loss limit. And so there is something to be said, is maybe you wait till you get to 9,000 in your XFA. Now 9,000 is your current maintenance level, and then any profits you make, maybe you make an additional 5,000, so your account balance on your XFA is now 14,000. Okay, well, how much should I be taking out? Well, half of what you should be taking out for the $5,000 worth of profit would be $2,500. Well, does that make sense? What am I going to be covering? Am I really trading to cover my expenses, or am I trading to supplement my income? Well, this would be a good supplemental income, right? $2,500 to supplement your $5,000 worth of living expenses is really nice, right? Or maybe you're just looking to pay off a single debt, right? So maybe you're like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about my expenses. Maybe I'm just going to pay off, look to do for a vacation, right? So vacation. So maybe this is as simple as you want to do it. So maybe you just do this, right? This is an example. Boom. Maybe that's all you want to do. You want to put $500 aside to pay off. So there's a lot that you guys could do. That's going to be the point of this Excel sheet. Everybody's situation is going to be different, but $2,500 would be a very nice to supplement your expenses in your day-to-day life. And you can do that. You don't have to have $100,000 account balance, but you do not want to put yourself in a position to take out too much, to cripple your account, to limit your trading abilities from there. So I hope that makes sense. And it doesn't matter what account balance you have. Everyone's going to be different. Maybe you want to maintain your account at 10,000 and you want to pull out, every other week. There's so many ways to do it, right? I'm just going to go through the way that I want to do it and the way that I'm going to do it in front of you guys. And hopefully it gives you guys a good example. And this is going to be a good Excel spreadsheet or a good template to maybe help guide traders on understanding, how should I take a payout? What size of a payout makes sense? You don't have to do 50%, guys. You do not. Maybe you only want to do 25%. And you could come in here and change it to only taking 25%. And then if I make $10,000, then instead of taking out half, you're only taking out 0.25%. So there's so many different ways to do this. And this is going to be a good start to help. And hopefully I could continue to answer questions. And what I'm going to do is twice a week, maybe Mondays and Thursdays, Mondays or Wednesdays, I'm going to go over this and give updates with this twice a week, right near the end of the class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach my slow markets class, and the last 10 minutes, maybe I go a little bit longer, and we go over this and I give updates, and hopefully I can, answer questions and help you guys through what everybody asks. And what nobody talks about is, great, you're taking a payout. Great, you just took a big payout. Great, you're taking payouts. That's great. But was it the right size? Is this a good payout? Should you be taking a payout? How big of a payout should you take? What's your goals? Are you looking to pay your expenses? Are you looking to just pay down, a debt? Are you looking at this as supplemental? Are you looking at this as a hobby? Are you looking at this as a retirement? I don't know. Everybody's going to be different. And hopefully having some type of structure or some type of guide will help you through that. Like, that really is my goal. And maybe this helps. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Tame Tiger, this is a class. If this is your first time joining, this is not what I talk about every night. Watch my recording. This is going to be something special I'm going to be doing for a period of time to help everybody. I'm going to talk about this Monday night. So Monday nights, so plan on it. Monday nights, I'm going to go through this. I'm going to give an update, a live update, every Monday night after class, like 8:50 p.m. I'm going to update this. And then I'm going to do it again every Thursday night. I'm going to do the same thing. So Monday nights and Thursday nights at the end of class, I'm going to give an update on this spreadsheet, and I'm going to answer questions for people who do have questions on this. So Monday nights, Thursday nights, I'm going to talk about this at the end of class. I'm going to give updates. I'm going to be trying to take payouts every other week. So my first payout is going to be on the 14th. So June 14th, my very first payout on this system. Don't forget about my payout I just took today. That's meaningless. Don't think about it. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about tonight. Going forward, my account balance is $100,000. My account maintenance level is $100,000. Anything above that, I'm going to take 50% out, and I'm going to go through this. Man, there's not going to be a lot left over, right, when we keep adding all these expenses. I'm going to be broke by the time the money hits my account. That's how it works, right? Oh, man. Don't you guys love taxes? Okay, so now let's go through an example. Okay, let's go through an example. Let's say between today and by the end of the trading 2 weeks, and let's say Thursday, say Friday comes and I'm looking to take a payout, and this week and all the way up, and Thursday night, I'm going to go over this Thursday night. Okay, guys? Thursday night, we're going to do an update Mondays and Thursdays. And let's say, plan on this, Thursday at 13 p.m., or Thursday the 13th, so Thursday, June 13th, at the end of slow markets, we're going to go through this. And let's say I made $12,000. Okay, I made $12,000 this week. My account balance is now $112,000. I'm going to have $12,000 worth of profit. I'm going to withdraw 50%. Okay, so I'll be withdrawing 6,000. I'm going to receive 5,400. I'm going to put 1,800 away for account balance, and then I'm going to pay whatever's left over. Let's go net profit, which will equal this minus this minus this. And nope, that's wrong. It's going to equal, there we go. That's going to be more or less. So if I make 12,000, I would technically have, I'll go through and make sure my math is right? And so 3,600. So I would say if I made 12,000 in these next 2 weeks, 3,600 will go towards my expenses. And then maybe again on the 28th, maybe I make another 12,000. And I'm going to go through this and show it. I'm going to make sure my math is right. I'm sure you guys will be able to pick out any little detail I miss. Like I said, this is live in front of you, and I'm probably going to be making a lot of mistakes here. So that being said, look forward for it. I'm going to play around with this. I'm going to make it polished up. I'm going to make it look good for you guys to where we could put the payouts here. We could do the dates. We could plan for these expenses. And then, of course, we want to do a whatever's left over, right? So whatever's left over from net profit to expenses, we're going to go ahead and put into, I call it like a, well, what was it called? An account. Oh, just a reserve account. So hope that makes sense, guys. Let's go here. Like it's going to look like, oh, here we go. Don't forget fancy colors. Oh yeah, I got to add fancy colors, and we'll clean it up. We'll go net profit. Let's go net. I'll find a way to do this. Yeah, so here we go. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to sit here and bore you guys doing this monthly. Let's go this. Do we just call this like leftover? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So we'll figure this out. And yeah, there we go. And then transfer to reserve. Yeah, whatever that is. I don't know. I'll figure this out, and we'll talk about it again. So I don't want to bore you guys. This is coming to the end of the show, but you guys get the point of where I'm going at with this, I hope. Do you guys have any questions? Any questions while I have you here? What questions do you guys have on this? And there's Rips. Rips drinking his sleepy time tea, getting ready for bed. No questions, no questions. Wow, okay, well, if 1,400 traders and there's no questions. Well, if that is the case, we could have a copy. Yeah, you will be able to have a copy, guys. Don't worry. You will have a copy. You'll be able to make your own. I'm here to answer questions. I'm going to get this. Yeah, I'm going to get this to where it's looking good. I want this to look good for you guys. Like, yeah, I don't know. We'll figure this out, because whatever's left over, I want to send to a reserve account, right? So just in case, like if I made say 30,000 this month, I'll send over 3876 to a reserve account. So there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot going to it. Is it an XFA or live? Space, I'm trading a live account, but the same concept will apply to an XFA. 30%, this is just default, guys. Like I said, 30% taxes is my default. I actually have an LLC that I filter any of my work goes through an LLC. I don't want to get into it. Like I said, this is not professional advice, guys. This is just me helping you guys, hopefully answering question and showing you the realistic side of how should we take payouts? What should we be doing? How big of a payout should I take? I see traders all the time taking payouts and leaving them with not enough money to trade if they run into a drawdown. Because guess what, guys? You run into drawdowns. I'm running into a drawdown right now. Everybody goes through a drawdown in their trading account, and that's the reality. Just leave yourself with enough room. Be smart with how you take payouts, because you don't want to take a payout and enable you with put you in a position where you're too close and to blow your account. So that being said, guys, guess what? Let me give you guys some of the fun plugs. Danielle's reminding me. She's amazing. I have horrible memory, and I always forget to do all these payouts. So let me go ahead and save this, and we'll talk about this again. I'm going to, like I said, polish it up. We're going to continue to make it look good and fancy for everybody. NASDAQ breaking out. Let's see. Fun stuff. Danielle, let's make sure I didn't forget. So you guys get the inside scoop sometimes. Yeah, you guys could change the spreadsheet when you do get it to whatever you want. Okay. So here is the fun stuff. You guys get to know this first. So always the traders who stay longer than the others get the good, juicy stuff before everything else. Tomorrow morning, Topstep is going to be hiding a code within the broadcast. So here we go. Topstep is going to be hiding a code within the broadcast. So prepare, because the first 2,000 traders that can find and use that code to lock in a 50K Topstep X trading combine at the $25 a month. So there you go. Tomorrow, pay attention to the code. I don't know where they're hiding it. I mean, I don't know. So pay attention to the little details. I know I had conversation with Danielle, like, are they going to hide it in like the background? Are they going to hide it? And I don't know. The code could be anything. I think that's going to be fun. That's going to be a fun thing. Yeah, Danielle knows where to hide it. They're going to be hiding it tomorrow. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to have that might tempt me to fun. That's going to be fun. So code tomorrow, plan on that, prepare for it. I don't know when it will be, and I don't know what they're going to be hiding. Everybody knows, or at least you should know by now, that Topstep X is mobile friendly. I've been using it. I haven't been using it to trade, but I've actually been using it to check these different markets. So usually I'm on the go. You guys can see there's my Topstep X. I have it on the 1 hour chart, and I look through my Topstep X. It's been good. I love it. It gives me the live data, and it's really easy to see. It's been a lot better than this Rhythmic Trader. Yeah, that's a whole lot better than this. Like that's a whole lot better than what I have been doing. So yeah, I'm excited for the mobile, and I think there's even a place on Topstep's Help Center if you have any questions on that mobile app. And then, oh really? Is this true, Danielle? Is this true that you guys are going to be looking for traders to put on TopstepTV Live? Is that true? correct me if I'm wrong. Topstep's looking for traders to put on live, because I got this link. That's the link right there. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Oh, that's pressure. That's pressure. So not in a live account, just to be on Topstep TV. I seen Carl Hungus on there. That was fun. That was. I did not expect Carl Hungus to look like he looks. I don't know what I expected Carl Hungus to look like, but I didn't expect that. He seemed pretty cool. Am I saying his name right? But yeah, there we go. I'm excited, and this is quite the rally that we're in here in, yeah, Santa Claus. Carl Hungus is awesome. He's and I hope to see more of you guys in there, on Topstep TV. I'm excited to do that. I'm excited to see that. Carl Hungus is a legend. Him and his memes, man. I don't have social media, so I get to see all those memes, though, through everybody. So there you go. Take care, guys. I think that's going to be it for me. I'm a little bit overdue, but stay tuned. Mondays and Thursdays, we're going to go through the spreadsheet. I'm going to make it better. We're going to continue to trade. I'm going to continue to take payouts, looking to take payouts every other Friday. Today was a great day. Even though I lost $12,000, I did take that payout, and we're moving on to the next step to hopefully help you guys understand payouts. And like I said, ask more questions. Maybe I'm not getting to all your guys' questions when it comes to that. I'm excited to have you with. But other than that, take care, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow during Power Hour, let's see if they could keep the house account let's see if they could keep the house account in good shape by the time it gets to Power Hour tomorrow, because I want to trade the house account tomorrow with a team during Power Hour. So take care, guys, and I will see you